Hey, BZB TV fans. My name is Matt Richards in San Antonio, Texas. And joining me today, we've got Joel Cruz in Sacramento, California. How are you doing today, brother?
I am good. I am very pumped up right now. Well, obviously, because IBC is just less than a week, I believe, or exactly 1 week from today. But also, I don't know if it's not Halloween yet, but I am in costume. The football, NFL season, American football. I know soccer is the real football. but
Yeah, tonight's the opening night, isn't it?
It is. It's opening day today. Detroit Lions at the World Champs, Kansas City Chiefs. So that's going on tonight. Tune in tonight. I know everybody, some people have been drafting and spending time on their fantasy football drafts. I don't know if you guys, shout out to all you fantasy football players out there. Hey, you could chime in if you guys got to tune in. Chime in maybe what your favorite team names are. I know like some people get pretty clever with their team names. Or share who your first two top picks are. A lot of wide receivers are going. Usually it's running backs, but a lot of wide receivers are going in this year's draft. So, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I just did 2 drafts actually recently. Me and my buddies, we have a league that we've been playing in close to 20 years now. And so that one is an ongoing fun one. We a lot of banter going on, and then there's another one that I kind of recently joined that I've actually won twice in a row the last 2 years. So yeah, but yeah, no, it is going to be really, really fun. It is a fun time right now. Fall. There's only like 3 weeks of summer, I guess, left. So everybody head out to those beaches. While you still can. Fall season is coming. It's actually my favorite time of the year. Halloween's my favorite holiday. But yeah, the fall season.
Man. On the topic of fantasy, my dad was doing his draft last night. He's trying to get me to join their league, but I was like, man, buying's a little bit too much for me. I don't know about dropping $100 on fantasy. Yeah. I'm like, dang, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least that means you got some good solid chances of winning at least a decent amount of money.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem, I mean, you don't have to play, for monetary, but a lot of people do, to add a little more fun to it. And just look at it as like a season-long investment. It's a long-term investment because, the season is going to be a long season, 17 weeks, till end of December. So yeah, I mean, it's not like if you go to Vegas, you drop $100 on black on the roulette wheel or something. It's kind of instant. Like either you're gonna win it or you're gonna lose in like 30 seconds, under a minute. So at least this one, you can kind of stretch that $100 and then play have a little more bang for the buck than.
Yeah, man, I'm a little worried though because the Patriots, they're still in a little bit of a rebuilding phase right now.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
you got Mac Jones. Hopefully, he comes out pretty decent this season.
But, yeah, Mac Jones.
I don't think the Eagles game is going to go our way.
Oh, Philly, they do open up. I think they're playing in New England though, right? Yeah, they are.
I'm not entirely sure.
I think they're playing New England. So I mean, it's always tough to play at Gillette Stadium, And I mean, Belichick, they still got Belichick. I'm sure at least he's got an offensive coordinator, an offensive coach this year. I know last year, I think they were trying to do it. He was trying to do it himself. He's a defensive coach. And they kind of set up Mac Jones to fail, I don't know. But I mean, this year, yeah, I mean, it's just Mac Jones. I think he's solid. I mean, the Niners were planning to take him that 1 year until they took Trey Lance, and
I think he'll be solid. He just needs to grow into it a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be. So you don't play fantasy at all, huh? Do you play like?
No, I usually do. Fun? I'm not playing it this year though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I usually do. Just not this year.
But you do. Oh, okay.
But man, speaking of that $100 that buy-in, $100, man, I think I'd rather use that to go to Amsterdam, right? I mean,
yeah.
There's so much to do in Amsterdam.
There is. So this will be our second year. So we went to IBC last year. That was quite the experience. A lot of people on our team. It was the first time in Europe, let alone the Netherlands. That was actually my second time. So 10, maybe 10 plus years ago, we were about 10 years ago, I would say, part of the honeymoon. So we did a Mediterranean cruise, and then the last stop after the cruise, we could. So the choices were we could either go to Amsterdam, which I've always heard stories, I've never been there, or to Germany, because around that time it was September, so Oktoberfest. There's so many Oktoberfests around, but the Oktoberfest, the official ones, are obviously in Germany. So we elected to go Amsterdam, and there are no regrets. I mean, it is beautiful. But this year, I think actually, so after our trip, me and one of our colleagues, Florante, so we're taking a much needed vacation. And we will be spending after the show Amsterdam. We're going to visit our friends over there. Him, his wife, his kids. I forgot the town in Germany, but they're going to show us around. We said we wanted to experience Oktoberfest, so so we're going to do some sightseeing and experience it this year. But before we get to all that, Amsterdam is the first stop, and wow, man, what a just a beautiful town, beautiful people. I mean, they're so hospitable. There were so many times where I almost got ran over with a bike, because you have to watch where you're going. Like bicycles, not motorbikes, but I mean, they do have motorbikes, but bicycles it seems like the main form of transportation there. I've never seen so many bicycles in my life. And yeah, they just, there are times where I almost got ran over, but they just, very courteous. Hey, please watch out. I know.
Yeah.
If you're here downtown somewhere, that happens. You got people honking and yelling, cursing at you or something. So
well, I mean, that's kind of like the interesting thing about Amsterdam. I mean, there's a ton of interesting things, but like, I don't know if you knew this. They have more bicycles than they have people. Many bicycles. Dude.
I believe that. Yeah, I totally believe that, because when you go there, that's one of the first things you just just the eyeball test, what you see, right? So another thing, I don't know if it's a European thing, but I noticed right when I got out the airport, there's so many smokers, like cigarette, like tobacco. There's a lot of smokers here, in America, but I don't know. It was just different. Like when you get there, right when you get out the airport, it's just like it was so crowded. Everybody was just smoking. And then when you go out to the town, the restaurants, whatever. That was just something else that
Well, the interesting thing about that is, like, even though there are a ton of people that smoke cigarettes, right? Like it's banned in cafes, restaurants. You can't smoke in like trains, the stations.
Just like there.
Areas. And like, I guess there's like a small little fine of like 25 euros or something. Give or take if you get caught. But on the flip side of that, if you go to like a coffee shop, you can buy your weed and smoke it in the coffee shop.
The cannabis. It's not. It's still a little weird talking about it here, right? But it's getting less like taboo, I guess. It's more accepted. It's so. But yeah, that's another thing. You go there and you smell it. There's not so much people like you would think. It's legal there. It's been legal, so. I bet you people are just smoking on the streets, and it's filled with marijuana air everywhere you go. But that's not the case. I mean, over there, it's because it's been legal for so long. I remember the first time I went to Amsterdam 10 years ago, we took a bike tour. And then our tour guide, he, they tell you fun facts and everything about it. And one of the facts they said was, I don't know where he got the numbers, but he said they took a survey in America, asked people. This is before they legalized cannabis in a lot of states. They asked Americans, like, how have you tried marijuana in your life? What are the percentage? And the percentage was somewhere high. It was like 80, 85%. A lot of people have tried it, at least once. But then when they did the survey in Amsterdam, the same, I forgot the age group, but they asked how many have tried it, and they were closer to like 50%. It was even or even less than even. I forgot the exact number, but Yeah, it's just it goes to show that, you know, like, because I mean, when something is someone tells you you can't do it, then people want to tend to try it
Mhm.
out, you know, or stuff like that. And I guess it's just been so normalized for so long in Amsterdam that it's like no big deal to people. It's like, you know, I guess they don't even care to try it, you know, since they've been around it so long, since they were kids and growing up. It's like nothing to them. So but yeah, no. So I mean, so you don't experience that. It's not like people walking around with joints in their hand or smoking, you know. But so you have to be courteous. Like they tell you, you have to just be courteous around the people. You don't want to be right outside a restaurant, people eating, and then you're smoking, you're smoking cannabis or something, you know. Just you
Mhm.
know, you go off to a nice bench, you know, at a park or something like that, and nobody will bother you. Just yeah, so you just have to be courteous and just don't be rude about it. But I remember they always say they can tell who the tourists are. Like, you know, they see the giddy people like with their friends or something, like smoking in the corner. I don't know, but they can tell like, who don't, you know, who don't really know the unwritten rules over there.
Yeah, well, on a separate note, man, like I've only been to Europe once, and it was to go to Italy, right? So I've been to Venice, which was really
Okay.
cool because, like, you know, you get to see all the canals and everything. But I had no idea that Amsterdam is kind of the same way. It's built on what's essentially like almost a marsh. So like apparently most of the city, like the city line, is actually under the sea level, but it's like all built on stilts. So like I had no idea about that.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, that's another thing. It's so beautiful because, like you said, it's just a bunch of canals and
Yeah,
bodies of water, and
and it has more canals than Venice does.
oh wow, oh, okay, is that? Oh wow,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, like it was cool. One night we had dinner, and then we were just out with you know the team, and yeah, just you know we're a nice, beautiful like city lights and everything. We're in front of a canal, and then yeah, like, just a boat, like somebody cruising on their sailboat or whatever, you know, just coming back, you know, passing by, and it just seems so cool, like just to cruise around at night, just in your boat, you know, going downtown. You know, you guys want to cruise? Yeah, yeah. You're gonna pick me up in your car, or nah? I'm taking a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's so unique over there. It's quite a sight to see. You know, to experience if you have a chance to, you know, to be out there.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up with like kind of the cool little factoids of Amsterdam here, real quick, with just one last one. But you know how like when you're looking at all the, well, for me, it's looking at these pictures, but you've actually experienced it. You've seen like the houses, but you know,
Mm.
like they're all very like skinny, tall houses, right? Like really tall, really skinny. You want to know why?
Well, why did they have to build so
Like,
many?
well, you would think it's because they had to build so many because the city expanded, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
It's actually because back in the day, and I don't know if it's still this way, but back in the 17th century, um, you were actually taxed based on the width of your house. So
Oh,
it wasn't like the actual size necessarily; it was more like just the width of the house. So they built them slimmer but taller.
a taller or a slimmer but longer too, right? Like,
Yeah,
aren't they, I think
yeah,
did notice that, like, some of the like, the place that we stayed in, it was, yeah, like, narrow, but when you get in, it's, like, deep.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
huh,
It's kind of funny.
wow. But yeah, I mean, yeah, when you do go, I mean, everything looks so, I mean, just the architecture of everything, you know?
Hmm.
I always bring this funny story where, you know, we're walking down and then everything looks like, you know, cobblestone and columns, and it looks so just like antique like, or I don't know. But so we're walking down and then we pass, and it looks like a store. It's like a big store. I thought it was like a important building, like a government, like a city hall or something like that. But then you get closer, it's just like a convenience store. It's like a 7-Eleven, like their version of 7-Eleven. And yeah, it's just like, even like everything looks so nice over there.
Well, I mean, like if you really want to, you know, you guys can come see us at IBC, and while you're there, you could maybe like I don't know stay at the Royal Palace, so you can do a lot of things there, or maybe go see the Van Gogh Museum while you're at it. But let's go ahead and dive into IBC. I think we've talked enough about Amsterdam. There's plenty of stuff to do there. I'm a little jealous that you get to go, but maybe next year.
We'll send you a lot of photos and video. Well, we have to, so you guys could post it. but you could try to live vicariously through our images.
So Joel, since you're going to IBC, why don't you give us a quick little rundown about it?
Yes. So IBC at the historical RAI Amsterdam Convention Center. You can see us from the 15th to the 18th September at booth 12. I hope I'm not blocking it like last episode. 12C53. You could use our guest passcode IBC 10711. Again, that's 10711. IBC 10711. When you go register online, you could get I believe it's still free. Sometimes they have it at a certain time where it's only a discounted rate at the time. But so hopefully it's still a free guest passcode. But go ahead as soon as possible if you guys are planning to go to IBC, register with our code, and you get free entrance. This being our second year, we are a little more prepared. Last year was a little stressful. Just trying to get the whole team together, where we're going to place them, the products we're bringing, the booth setup, everything. So this is our second rodeo now, and it's a little. It's getting a little easier. Still tough, but we've been planning for months now. All of our stuff should be is already there. So our team, I think the earliest team member will be going on. It starts on the 15th, right? So maybe even next Monday or Tuesday, like 2 or 3 days prior to the show, just to help to set up, network all the cameras and the products that we got going on. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be exciting. We're gonna have we'll go through a list of a few of the new stuff that we're gonna be showing this year, but we'll have all our previous award-winning Pro AV and broadcasting products, as well as some new 4K and new 8K products that will be unveiling at IBC next week. So that'll be very exciting. Obviously, we're gonna have our NDI experience booth at our booth set up along with Dante AVH, just so people could get hands-on with all the products and test it out and see for themselves. Everybody loves the AI auto tracking on our cameras. It's pretty fun to see people walking by our booth, and then it tracks them, and they start to kind of marvel, and they try to lose the tracking. They try to like duck and hide behind corners. Yeah. So it's pretty fun experience for everyone at the show.
Well, real quick, just to interrupt you here, I pulled up a picture of the ride here since you were talking about it. But I've heard this place is quite the maze to navigate. But man, does it look awesome! That building looks absolutely insane.
Yeah, see on the right side right there, that's like one of the main signs that you see when you get on there, and then to the left, that's like the main hall. It is pretty big. Like to me, it looks humongous, but like for instance, I guess ISE used to always be at the RAI Amsterdam as well, but I think the past 2 years now they moved it to Barcelona, and the reason is because they kind of outgrew the venue. So I mean, RAI is pretty big already. So I mean, if they're gonna outgrow, it's like successful.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely huge. Actually, to give you guys an idea of how large it is, let me pull this picture up real quick. But yeah, there you go.
There you go.
That's the entire layout of it. So from my understanding, I think IBC is utilizing a majority of the space.
Yeah, we are, I believe, is it the Central Hall? I think that, obviously that's what the C stands for. But Yeah, I mean, last year's show, it was so busy that because every show, like you kind of want to see what all the new tech and innovation is there, but also just to walk around and take everything in, like the booths, the exhibitions, the demos. But yeah, last year I pretty much just stuck to the central hall. We didn't have much time to walk around, but I mean, just by you showing this map, it does look like there's quite some walking steps that you guys bring your pedometers.
Oh yeah.
Make sure to bring your your Fitbits.
If you're an attendee and not an exhibitor, man, you have quite the work cut out for you as far as going and seeing everybody's booth. I mean, like, geez. But that's actually kind of like a good thing, though. I mean, if you're not getting around talking to people, not seeing cool stuff that you wanted to look at, or even finding new things that you didn't know that you wanted to see, but you found out that you wanted to see, that's the best part about being at the trade shows is those aspects of it. So if you're not doing that kind of stuff, you are kind of missing out. I'm not just saying that to say, hey, you guys need to come over and see BZB Gear. But legitimately, like if you want to get the best out of your trade show experience, get up, move around, see everything that you can throughout the day, because it's a finite time, and there's a lot of stuff to cover when you're out there.
Yeah, and just, I mean, it really is the best time to get back out and experience these trade shows. I mean, because just a couple of years ago we had experienced the whole pandemic, the lockdown. And then I brought this up in previous shows before, where trade shows, it's just not the same when they do it virtually. I know the 1-2 years that everything was kind of shut down. They did some virtual shows for like NAB, Infocom in the past, and I don't know totally how those went over, but it was good that they still, were still able to have some type of exhibition to showcase everybody's, latest inventions, stuff like that. But it just was not the same. And I recall going to one of the first trade shows after everything opened up. And it was still like a little, it wasn't as packed as before. That's just, how it is, right? From opening from a pandemic. But I mean, you could just by talking to people there, just everybody seems so much happier and more kind of like relieved that things are getting back to normal. So, and I mean, with these trade shows, you can really only fully experience it in person. I mean, because the beauty of going trade shows is not just the products, but the people behind the products, right? The team, because you want to familiarize yourself with their solutions, but also the team, like the people behind it, like
team.
The team, yes, team, inside joke. But yeah, no, because you want to get to know the people behind it and make sure you can trust them in the support and taking care of the customers, right? So that's one thing, because through emails or whatever, it's different. But when you're there talking to people, you could get a sense of who they are. But then also when coming back to the products, man, that's you need your hands-on. Like we were talking about earlier, we're gonna have demo stations set up, so people want to kind of test drive the products and see how clear the resolution is, how good the AI tracking is, the control joysticks, whatever it is. It really is only one way to experience it, and that is in person.
Yeah, well, speaking of new products, I think you said that we had a few products. I mean, some of these aren't new, but I think these are the highlights. But most of these are new that we're bringing.
Yeah. So let's get down through the list. So I gave you a list, Matt. So if you can kind of walk our audience through, we'll just start from the top. We'll get to the new stuff.
Yeah. So we'll start. We'll start with kind of the staple items here.
The staple.
So, the first
7,
of all,
8-time award winning.
We've got our BGA Damo 4K. You guys have heard this. You're probably tired of hearing about it, but we have to bring it up because it is honestly just such a good camera. We've thrown we've thrown it to a lot of people to kind of get their idea on it, their use case out of it, and just their feedback. And pretty much every single time it's been, hey, this is an awesome camera. We're really satisfied with this. And again, not to harp on it too much, but I think this portion of the page here with all the awards kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But moving on, we've got the Adamo Junior, which is the Adamo 4K, everything you like about it, but just 1080p. So the advantages to that is, not everybody needs a 4K PTZ camera. We recognize that. However, that doesn't mean that even if you aren't streaming in 4K, that there's not a use case for you to have a 4K camera, because you could just, take the source as 4K and stream it as 1080p by downscaling, and you're going to get a better picture out of that. But if you're working on a budget or you just really don't care about having 4K, this is going to save you a little bit of money, but you're also getting all of the great features that the Adamo 4K offers. So those are kind of like the two big staples. Everything else, as far as I'm aware, I could be wrong about this, I could be misremembering, but everything else we're going to show off right now is pretty much new products, right, Joel?
Yep. So let's go down. Well, so we didn't mention another staple that will be there that we've unveiled at previous shows is our BG Commander series, but in particular the BG Commander Pro IP serial joystick controller. So the BG Commander Pro will be the headliner there out of the whole series. And this one is our latest and greatest, includes a 7-inch integrated touchscreen. And so many other wonderful features. Like I think you mentioned earlier, the metal or not earlier, but I was watching one of your videos on this the other night. Metal joystick. So a lot of the stuff we kind of redid to solidify, make it more sturdy. Metal casing. It's durable. Mm-hmm. Just very sleek. The touchscreen is wonderful. I mean, you could probably touch on more on that. You're a little more familiar, but it's used for like previewing, and you can change inputs, output.
Pretty much anything that you want to do on the joystick controller, whether that's messing with the color balance, saturation, just general speed of the cameras. Pretty much anything that you would normally do with. I'll actually bring up a picture here. Anything that you might do with some of these buttons or dials, you can pretty much do on that touchscreen there in the center of the controller. So there's a lot of flexibility with the unit. Everything that you want to do can pretty much be done through the screen or through the dials. So it's just a fantastic joystick controller.
Yep, awesome. All right, so now if
let's start with the brand new stuff, right?
All right.
This is stuff that I haven't even really been had a chance to mess with too much, but I think, Joel, you got this.
Yeah, so this one, so we have two versions here. We call it the BG Quad Fusion series. We have a 4K and a Junior, similar to our Adamo camera series. So the Junior will be a 1080p video production switcher, and then the BG Fusion 4K is our 4K version. Now, these are 4-channel HDMI and DisplayPort switcher mixer, has picture-in-picture, USB 3.0 capture card support. So this one is our latest, and this is great for all high-end professional broadcast applications, and TV stations. So we are very proud of this one. At the show, though, we may not, on our website, this is what the final product will look like. Has very nice orange accent colors. The buttons are going to be color coordinated to their specific functions. But at the show, we will have a more toned down version of this. But I mean, it'll still be operational. You could go and check it out, get your hands on it. So this is our latest line of video production switchers. We will have the Quad Fusion 4K and the Junior.
Yeah, and I know that's been something that a lot of people have been asking about, specifically at the last trade show that I was at. A lot of people were kind of like, hey, we actually really like your 1080p switcher. Do you guys have something that can do 4K? Well, now we do. So
Yeah.
it's coming to market. So again, you know, we've been looking at this for a little bit, but just again, one of the benefits of a trade show, you know, getting to talk to us and us being able to get the feedback on what you're looking for in these products, because we have been adding some features that people have been requesting specifically to some of these products. So again, just a great opportunity to get to know the team, but also, you know, maybe pitch like, hey, I would really like to go with you guys, but I need this certain functionality. Who knows? Maybe it can become a reality.
No, yeah, great point you brought up there. That yes, we do work closely with our customers. That if they have a suggestion on a certain features, or they don't think a feature is working how it should be, or it could work better, certain this that way than this way. Yeah, we always take in feedback, and some of our cameras, like we implement those things. We listen to the customers what they want. We'll work with our design team, software team, and try to make it happen. And if it is very efficient and we could get it 100% fully operational, to exactly how we want it, like how the customer wants it, then we're all for that, and then we committed to working closely with our customers.
Yep. All right. So what's next, Joel? I think capture devices.
All right. Let's go down to
capture
So
devices.
let's go to our new 4K capture devices. Here's a couple. One is a 12G.
This is the
SDI.
12G SDI version, the 12G CSA.
There you go. And then the other one is the 4K CHA, which is a USB-C, the HDMI version. But so both of these, we will have these on display there as well. We should have we will have our new design. So what you see here on the page here, we're kind of doing a new design on all our products since the beginning of the year now. So some of our products have this cool looking, little, new design dots with an accent line. Looks a little more nifty. But we will have our final version of these over there. You guys could check it out. And yeah, so I mean, capture cards. That's one of the big things people always, ask at the shows too. We have our current line of 1080p capture cards. But so this will be very exciting to get 4K and introduce that to the people there.
Well, I mean, we have we actually have a few 4K products specifically in the capture card field that existed before this. I forget the name, but the really small one. I don't know why I'm blanking on it, but that's been really popular. But the big advantage with this is, number one, not only is it available in HDMI, but we're also bringing the SDI version.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also getting the ability to control microphone and your actual audio independently. So it's not just a one source thing. You're getting a lot of extra benefit out of this, and you're also getting loop out as well. So those are kind of the big benefits of these, but also these are going to support higher refresh rates as well. So maybe not these ones specifically, but we do actually have a lineup of this same exact thing, and it's actually going to be the not the SDI version, but you get a lot of benefits with these.
Mm-hmm.
So really awesome capture devices that you can get your hands on at the showroom floor. We've been seeing a lot of interest in these. A lot of that has to do with the fact that you have the ability to control your audio separately. So awesome products.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Joel.
And then
one last category.
Oh, yeah.
We've already gone over the joystick controller, which is the Commander Pro. But one of the things that a lot of people don't realize that we actually offer is cables, right? So we have our own cables. That's something that we've been offering for a while. Mm-hmm. But we are now moving towards 8K. Now that I know a lot of people aren't necessarily at the 8K market yet, mm-hmm. and that's fine because these are HDMI 2.1 8K cables. And the thing about that is you can buy our cables and they can be 8K supported. that doesn't mean that they're only for 8K. The HDMI cables are backwards compatible. So regardless of if you're sending a 4K, a 1080p signal, or whatever, the benefit is you're going to be able to future-proof your setup here. So
Exactly.
we
Yep.
have these available in just regular standard HDMI cables, which is just going to be these. These are not powered or anything. You're not getting extension out of these. So you can get your regular, just bog standard 8K cables up to a 16.5 foot or 5 meter length, or the cable that we were showing off earlier. This one is going to be an active cable. So that means you're going to actually be able to push the signal a little bit further. These are going to be more expensive because they are active, but you're also getting a lot more length out of it. So you can push these out to about 328 feet or 100 meters, and that's because they are active optical cables.
Mhm.
So we are moving towards 8K cables standard. We're probably going to be dropping any of our previous HDMI cables just so that we can keep it simple and say, hey, you know what? We have the highest quality HDMI cables that you can get. You might be paying a little bit more, but you're also future-proofing yourself because of that.
Yeah, and you said they are backwards compatible, so it's these cables are actually big for gamers because it does do 4K at 120. So it does 8K at 60, but also supports 4K at 120. So yeah,
Yep.
so for those very high for gamer
High refresh rate, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
I know that's been a concern for a lot of people in the gaming space. Myself specifically, at one point, you know, I bought DisplayPort because DisplayPort just was simply better at supporting a higher refresh rate. But now with some of the advances in HDMI and, you know, the bandwidth that HDMI is pushing out, you know, you can do that with HDMI now. So those are going to be a lot of the products that we're bringing, not all of them. I think we have 2 more, Joel, that we just don't have stuff to show you right now. But if you're at the showroom floor, you will be able to see it.
Yeah. So, and that is what Mr. Matthew is speaking of, is our 8K extenders. So we have 2, an HDMI over fiber, and then we also have an 8K HDMI over category cable. So yeah, 2 versions. I do not think to have physical, like the physical units. I'm not sure. Maybe we could have some samples, but yeah, these are very new, and they are coming out later this, I think Q3 or Q4, or it's already Q4. So towards the end of the year, but yeah, that's one that we will be talking about. But along with our 8K,
I can confirm that physical samples exist.
Oh,
they exist. I have seen them, but
right.
I'm not sure. I'm not clued in on what's going to be going with you guys to the show, but I have seen some physical samples.
And then, yeah, so along with these, I mean, we're going to have our current 8K line that we've already had. Matrix switchers, splitters at the show. So, and then again, we're going to have a lot of people had at Infocom, the last show we were at, we had a bunch of gamers or, you know, just people wanting to game towards our 8K section, because we had our PS5 and the Xbox. What is the latest Xbox? Is it Xbox One?
The Xbox Series X or Series S.
Okay.
I don't remember which one's the better one. See, that's the thing about Microsoft.
Okay.
Like, I used to love like the whole Microsoft thing, and I don't know why they went with the Xbox One instead of just calling it the Xbox 720 after the 360. Like, come on, just simple things to do. But then they went with the Xbox Series, which is the newest one. But then it's the Series S and the Series X.
Oh.
And I think the Series X is the better one, but I don't know. It's like, which one is the better one? It's always hard to remember.
Oh, okay. So we had, yeah, I don't even know which Xbox, but they did whatever Xbox supports 4K.
I mean, I'm a PC guy. I play stuff on my computer, but it's like, Man, like at
I'm
least
still
Sony
on.
keeps it simple, man. They've got the
I'm still on.
PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2,
Yeah,
the
yeah, 1,
PlayStation
2, 3, 4,
3.
and 5. Yeah, I'm still on PS4. So at home, I just have a PS4. So I'm sure if I play Madden, so then I'm sure I haven't seen what it looks like on PS5, and I'm sure like it looks so lifelike now. But no, yeah. So we had both stations, both gaming systems at our booth at Infocom, and everybody was just kind of playing. They were kind of first asking like, "Why? How do you guys sell like, games, or what are you guys doing?" And no, it was basically just to kind of show off our 8K 8K solutions that also support 4K at 120. So we had both systems running at that resolution, refresh rate. So yeah, people would just come by and kind of get their hands on the game system. So that was pretty fun. And again, we'll have all that set up at this year's show as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, Joelski, are we missing anything about IBC or anything else?
No, I think there's a lot going to be going on. There's awards. So we do have a number of awards that we entered for IBC. Just to list them, we have 5. So we're trying our luck with the Commander Pro joystick that we mentioned earlier, the Adamo Series Junior and 4K, as well as our Quad Fusion 4K, our new 4K production switcher. So crossing fingers, hopefully that one comes out the gates, getting attention. And then lastly, we have our award-winning VP88. It's our all-in-one 4K matrix switcher, video wall processor, and multi-viewer. So that obviously we're going to have the VP888. It's an 8x8 and the 4x4 version at the show. And that one kind of, people were kind of blown away by that, because I mean, we call it our kind of like a Swiss Army knife that like all these solutions, you just you need just one one device to solve all these different issues,
Use
issues and applications. Yeah. So people were pretty blown away by this all-in-one matrix switcher that we presented. So that'll be at the show as well.
All right. Well, I think that just about does it. But before we go, one last thing. Just quick recap. What's our booth number? What's our guest code? And it's the 15th through the 18th of September.
Mm-hmm.
Be there in Amsterdam. Come see us, Joel. Where are we going to be?
All right. Be there or be square. We are going to be at booth 12C53. And our free guest, hopefully it's still free, our guest passcode is IBC 10711. So yep, you can see it back here. We'll have it in the descriptions in our if you catch this live stream later afterwards. But yeah, again, booth 12C53, guest passcode IBC 10711. Hope to see you guys in Amsterdam. It's going to be fun, and we'll grab grab a beer over there.
I'd say you'd grab tapas, but that's the wrong country.
Oh man, yeah, no, in Barcelona. Oh wow, tapas. That's so freaking good, man. And it's so cheap, man. We got so many tapas and beer for what you would pay for just a round of beer in here in the States. We were kind of blown away as us, like 3 of us, right? We ordered tapas, 2 beers each or whatever, and the total was so cheap. Like if you look at the total, I'm like, man, that would have been just the beers, just for us ordering 6 beers.
$20.
That would, wow, yeah. So man, so tapas. I'm sure they got some form of tapas in Amsterdam.
Hopefully they do. But thank you guys for tuning in. We would love to see you guys in Amsterdam. But if we don't see you in Amsterdam, hopefully you guys have a great weekend. But make sure to stay tuned, because we will be bringing you guys content from the showroom floor if you're not able to attend. And we will see you guys in the next stream. So again, have a great weekend, and we will see you guys later.
Go Niners. Go Niners.